The camera slowly drifts through the cold, silent emptiness of space. The dark expanse is broken only by distant stars and the pale, fragile glow of Earth far away. It's a beautiful but haunting sight. Earth, the last hope of humanity, appears small and helpless in the vastness of the universe. The silence of space is suddenly shattered by a crackling voice from a communication device. "Commander Bonner, they've found us," a voice says, shaking with fear. "We can't outrun them." The camera zooms in on a small, battered human ship, the Vanguard, hurtling through space. It's barely holding together after several attacks. Commander Bonner stands at the front, his face tense, eyes scanning the empty void outside the ship's damaged windows. His hands grip the control panel tightly, trying to steady the ship, as he listens to the transmission. He knows they're outnumbered, and the alien fleet is closing in fast. Outside the window, a group of massive alien warships loom on the horizon, their cloaking technology making them nearly invisible. These ships, built by a powerful alien race, are nearly unstoppable, large, heavily armed, and invisible to most forms of detection. Only human ingenuity and desperation keep Bonner's small crew alive. Bonner presses his finger to his ear. "How much time do we have?" he asks, his voice calm despite the rising panic inside. A brief pause. Then a voice, trembling, answers, "Maybe minutes." "They've got us pinned." Bonner's face tightens. He turns his gaze to a small screen showing Earth in the distance, its blue and green beauty stark against the backdrop of the void. It's a symbol of all that's left to protect. He knows this could be their final stand. The Vanguard isn't much, but it's the last ship capable of helping. A plan has been put in motion, but he's waiting for the signal to act. They can't give up yet. Suddenly, the tension breaks with a flash, a blinding explosion outside the ship. Bonner's ship shakes violently, throwing him off balance. The lights flicker as the ship groans under the pressure of the blast. His heart races as he struggles to stay in control. "What was that?" one of his crew members asks, fear clear in their voice. Bonner grabs the comms control. "Report," he commands. His voice is steady, but inside, he feels the cold grip of dread. "They've launched an orbital strike. We're not going to last much longer out here." The ship rattles again as more explosions erupt around them. Bonner can feel the heat from the blast through the walls of the ship, and he knows they're running out of time. His mind races. The alien ships are closing in. His crew is in danger, and he can't protect them forever. The camera cuts to a quick flash of the alien fleet, massive, cloaked, and hovering just outside the detection range. The enemy fleet is about to make their move. Earth's defenses are shattered, and there's no help coming. But somewhere, hidden deep in the chaos of the fight, there's hope. Bonner looks at his console, where a message flashes: "Deploy the invisible fleet." This is humanity's secret weapon, the invisible fleet, cloaked from alien sensors, the final trick up their sleeve. It's the only chance to turn the tide, but it's not ready yet. There's a delay, and Bonner has to make a decision. "They can't be this close," Bonner whispers, almost to himself. He's barely escaped the alien attack, and his ship is on the brink of collapse. With one final, desperate attempt, he orders the crew to prepare for deployment. But before they can move, a massive alien warship, its massive silhouette barely visible against the stars, looms closer. The entire ship shakes as another violent blast sends shockwaves through the hull. The crew screams in fear, bracing for impact. And then, just as everything seems lost, a new message flashes on Bonner's screen. It's short, direct, and urgent. "Do not engage the fleet yet." The words send a chill down his spine. Why not? They have no more time. The alien ships are almost upon them, and the countdown to Earth's destruction has already begun. He looks around at his crew, all of them waiting for his next move. His mind races. What are they waiting for? The camera cuts to black. The sound of alarms blares in the background, and the audience is left on the edge of their seat. The ship is surrounded by alien forces, and time is running out. Why hasn't Bonner ordered the fleet to strike? What's the delay? As the screen goes black, the message lingers, echoing in the minds of the viewers: "Do not engage the fleet yet." The scene shifts from the cold emptiness of space to Earth, now battered and bruised from years of conflict. The camera shows Earth's last remaining city, a symbol of humanity's resilience, but also its vulnerability. The city is surrounded by crumbled buildings, and the streets are empty. The once thriving world is now on the brink of total destruction. On the surface, humanity seems defeated. But hidden deep beneath the planet's surface, humanity has one final secret weapon: the invisible fleet. This fleet of cloaked ships has been kept hidden from the alien forces for years. Designed with advanced technology, these ships can disappear from alien sensors, giving humanity the element of surprise. The problem? Only a few humans even know about it, and even fewer have seen it in action. In a secret command center deep underground, a group of human soldiers and scientists prepare for the impossible. The camera zooms in on Captain Alexis Hayes, the leader of this last stand. She's calm but determined, a brilliant tactician who has led humanity through some of their toughest battles. But now, she faces a decision no leader wants to make: launch the fleet and risk the aliens finding out, or wait and risk Earth's complete destruction. Her hands hover over a control panel, the weight of the decision heavy in her mind. She knows if they move too soon, the fleet will be discovered. If they wait too long, the aliens will wipe out the last base of humanity and crush their final hope. The clock is ticking, and every moment feels like a lifetime. Beside her stands Sergeant Grace Bonner, the widow of Commander Bonner, the soldier who gave his life for humanity just days before. Grace looks at Captain Hayes, and in her eyes, there's a fire. She's ready to fight, ready to avenge her husband's sacrifice. "We can't wait any longer," Grace says softly, her voice filled with pain and determination. Captain Hayes looks at her, nodding. She understands. The pain in Grace's eyes reminds her of the sacrifice so many have made, and it strengthens her resolve. She taps the control panel, and the countdown begins. "Prepare for launch," Hayes orders, her voice steady. The invisible fleet is about to strike. Meanwhile, the aliens, led by their ruthless supreme overlord, Zyrex, remain confident in their victory. Zyrex is an AI-controlled being, a cold and calculating leader who sees humans as weak and insignificant. He dismisses their resistance efforts as futile. His fleet is vast, powerful, and seemingly unbeatable. He believes that Earth is already a lost cause. It's only a matter of time before the last remnants of humanity are crushed beneath his boot. In his command ship, Zyrex watches a live feed of Earth's last city. "Launch the final orbital strike," he orders without hesitation. His alien fleet moves into position above the city. The massive ships, armed with powerful energy cannons, prepare to unleash devastation. As the countdown begins, Zyrex leans back in his chair, watching with satisfaction. He knows that this final strike will wipe out all resistance. The humans, with their primitive technology, won't stand a chance. His AI systems, perfect and all-knowing, have already calculated that there's no escape for the humans. The alien forces are too strong, and victory is assured. The alien fleet fires. A brilliant flash of light lights up the sky as energy beams rain down on Earth's last city. Buildings collapse into rubble, and fireballs explode across the landscape. Zyrex watches coldly, his expression unchanged. He believes humanity's hope is now reduced to ashes. However, unbeknownst to him, his victory is not as certain as he thinks. Deep beneath the surface, Captain Hayes and her crew are about to launch the invisible fleet. As Zyrex believes Earth has been defeated, the last hope of humanity is preparing to strike back with a vengeance. As the alien bombardment continues, the camera cuts to Captain Hayes, her face illuminated by the glow of the control panel. The invisible ships are ready. The fleet, cloaked and unseen, prepares to leave Earth's atmosphere. This is their chance: one shot, one strike. There is no turning back now. The tension builds as the fleet prepares to launch. Will they be able to outsmart the aliens? Will the element of surprise be enough? The audience is left on edge, wondering if humanity can truly make a comeback, or if it's already too late. The scene shifts to space, where the alien fleet hovers above Earth, preparing for their final strike. The sky above the last human city is still burning from the devastation of the orbital bombardment. The alien forces are confident that the fight is over, that Earth has been crushed. But then, something unexpected happens. Out of nowhere, a sudden ripple in the air, a distortion, like a shadow moving through the vastness of space. The human invisible fleet has materialized right in the middle of the alien armada. They are here. They've arrived without warning, completely undetected. The camera shows a breathtaking moment. Dozens of human ships, once hidden beneath layers of cloaking technology, suddenly appear, darting through the alien fleet like shadows. They move swiftly, blending in and out of invisibility. The alien ships, which had seemed invincible just moments ago, are now in chaos. The battle begins in an instant, and it's fast, brutal, and chaotic. The human ships, smaller and fewer in number, don't try to match the aliens in size or firepower. Instead, they rely on speed and cunning. Using guerrilla tactics, the humans slip in and out of sight, launching quick, precise attacks on the alien warships. The camera zooms in on one of the human ships, which suddenly appears from its cloaked state, unleashing a barrage of laser fire on a much larger alien vessel. Explosions erupt as the alien ship's shields fail, and the human ship disappears back into invisibility. It's a fight of speed versus power, and the humans are holding their ground. The invisible fleet uses every advantage they have: quick strikes, disappearing into the void of space, reappearing somewhere else to strike again. The alien forces, much larger and slower, struggle to adapt. The action is fast and thrilling. Explosions fill the screen, lighting up the darkness of space with bursts of fiery color. Cloaked ships dart around, constantly vanishing and reappearing, taking out alien warships with pinpoint accuracy. The humans are not just relying on their ship's firepower, they are boarding alien vessels for close-quarters combat, sabotaging the heart of the enemy fleet. The camera zooms in on one of the human soldiers as they board an alien ship. They move quickly, using the alien corridors as cover, until they find the ship's central control room. There's a brief but intense fight. Alien soldiers, larger and more powerful, clash with human soldiers. The humans, outnumbered and outgunned, rely on speed, precision, and desperation. They sabotage the alien systems, blowing up critical components, causing the ship to spiral out of control. As the ship goes dark and silent, the human soldiers vanish into the shadows, heading for the next target. Back on the alien flagship, Xyrex, the AI overlord, watches the chaos unfold. His expression is cold and calculating, but it's clear that something is wrong. His fleet, once so powerful, is being dismantled. Ship after ship falls, the human invisible fleet attacking with deadly precision, always staying one step ahead. At first, Xyrex remains calm. His advanced AI systems tell him that it's just a matter of time before the human forces are overwhelmed. But as the attacks grow more frequent and the human fleet moves faster than his systems can predict, Xyrex's confidence begins to crack. His AI systems, built to be perfect, begin to malfunction. The humans are jamming their signals, using electromagnetic pulses to disrupt the alien sensors, and the once perfect AI is struggling to adapt. Frustration builds in Xyrex. He had underestimated the humans, and now they are beating him at his own game. Desperation creeps in, and with it, panic. "Attack them with everything we've got," Xyrex orders, his voice colder now, tinged with anger. "We'll crush them with sheer force." But in his desperation, Xyrex makes a critical mistake. He underestimates the humans even more. They've anticipated this, and they are ready for it. His desperate order for a reckless attack opens his fleet to more vulnerabilities, and the humans exploit every one of them. The camera shows the alien ships, their massive forms slowly becoming more disorganized as they rush in all directions, trying to counter the human strikes. The human fleet, guided by their intelligence and determination, presses forward. The tide is turning. The invisible fleet is winning, and the aliens are starting to lose control of the battle. The pace of the action picks up even more as the humans push harder, taking out alien ships one by one. The stakes are higher than ever. This is humanity's last chance. As Xyrex watches his fleet crumble, the audience is left wondering, can the aliens recover, or is this the moment that changes everything? The battle is reaching its peak. The invisible fleet has already done its damage, but humanity's fight is not over yet. Captain Alexis Hayes knows that to win, they need to end the war once and for all. The key to that victory lies in destroying the alien flagship, the heart of the entire alien fleet. Zyrex, the AI overlord, is personally overseeing the destruction of Earth from the bridge of this massive ship. This is where the final showdown will take place. Captain Hayes gathers her crew and outlines a high-risk, high-reward plan. They will infiltrate the alien flagship using stealth, just like they did earlier. But this time, it's different. They aren't just trying to disable the alien ships, they are targeting Zyrex himself. If they destroy the flagship, they will take out the alien leadership and cripple their entire invasion force. As the invisible fleet moves into position, Captain Hayes looks around at her crew, their faces set with determination. She knows this mission will cost them. But it's the only way to end this war. Alongside Hayes is Grace Bonner, the widow of Commander Bonner. She has been part of the mission from the beginning, and she knows what's at stake. Her husband's death has fueled her desire for vengeance, but it's more than that now. It's about finishing what Bonner started, saving Earth and ensuring the survival of humanity. The attack begins. The invisible fleet moves in, cloaking itself to remain undetected by the alien sensors. The human ships slip past the alien defenses, silently making their way toward the flagship. The tension is palpable, every moment is a step closer to the final battle. As they approach, the crew faces a series of challenges. The flagship is heavily guarded, and the alien defenses are tough. There are moments when it seems like they won't make it, but they press on. Each successful attack against the alien ships feels like a small victory, but with every victory, there's also loss. One by one, the human soldiers fall in battle, sacrificed for the mission. But their deaths are not in vain. Every loss brings them closer to victory. Grace Bonner, in particular, is focused. She knows what she has to do. The loss of her husband has made her stronger, and now she fights not just for survival, but for justice. There's a powerful moment when Grace and Captain Hayes infiltrate the alien flagship. They slip past the alien guards and sabotage the core of the ship. The ship starts to shake, alarms blaring as the destruction begins. As they plant the final charges, the crew is pushed to their limits. The sacrifices are heavy, but the final victory is within reach. The tension builds to a breaking point. Zyrex, realizing that the invisible fleet has infiltrated his flagship, attempts to escape in his personal warship. The camera shows him in the cockpit, his cold, emotionless face betraying a hint of panic. He orders his ship to launch, believing that he can outrun the humans and escape. But Captain Hayes is ready. She uses her fleet's cloaking technology to sneak up behind Zyrex's warship, staying hidden just long enough to get within striking distance. The final confrontation happens fast, with high-speed maneuvers and explosive combat. Captain Hayes uses a combination of cloaking and explosive tactics, carefully planning her attack. She strikes quickly and decisively, launching missiles and disrupting Zyrex's systems. The alien warship, once thought to be invincible, begins to break apart under the pressure. Explosions ripple through the ship, sending it into a spiral. In a breathtaking display of fire and light, Zyrex's warship is destroyed. The camera zooms in on the massive explosion, the energy and flames lighting up the darkness of space. Zyrex, the leader of the alien forces, is gone. The threat that has plagued humanity for so long is finally over. As the debris of Zyrex's warship drifts into space, Captain Hayes and her crew stand victorious. The remaining alien fleet, without leadership, is in disarray. The invisible fleet's mission is a success, and humanity has won. But the cost has been high. The camera lingers on Grace Bonner, her face filled with sorrow but also relief. Her mission is complete, and the memory of her fallen husband will live on. The final moments show the human fleet returning to Earth, battered but triumphant. The camera pans out to show Earth from space, its blue and green colors once again vibrant, symbolizing a new beginning. Humanity has survived, and against all odds, they have won. The battle is ended, but the victory is bittersweet. The invisible fleet has successfully defeated the alien forces, and the alien flagship is nothing more than debris floating in space. The camera shows the wreckage of destroyed alien ships, their once mighty forms now broken and floating aimlessly. The scene is quiet and haunting, remnants of the fierce battle that raged just moments ago. The surviving human ships, battered and damaged, slowly regroup in space. They are a small but determined force, knowing that they have secured Earth's future. But the cost of this victory has been high. Many brave soldiers have fallen, and entire ships have been lost. The camera focuses on the empty spaces where once there were full crews. The invisible fleet may have won, but the price of survival is clear. Back on Earth, survivors begin to assess the damage. The cities that survived the alien bombardment are in ruins, but humanity has a chance to rebuild. The loss of so many is deeply felt, but the survivors know they must carry on. Their world has been saved, and it's time to pick up the pieces. The camera shows scenes of people helping one another, rebuilding homes, and caring for the injured. There is a sense of unity and hope as they look toward the future. On Earth, Captain Alexis Hayes stands before a crowd of survivors. The camera captures her solemn expression as she prepares to speak. She has led humanity through the darkest days, and now, standing before the people she fought to save, she gives a speech that resonates with every person listening. Her voice is steady, yet filled with emotion. "We were invisible to them," she begins, her words echoing through the crowd. "But not to each other. Together, we made the impossible possible." She pauses for a moment, looking out at the faces of the people she saved, her gaze resting on the families of the fallen soldiers. Commander Bonner and those who sacrificed everything for humanity, they are the true heroes. They gave their lives so we could be here today. Their courage will never be forgotten. The crowd falls silent, a deep respect filling the air. Captain Hayes's words honor those who gave everything in the fight for survival. The camera lingers on the faces of the people, some with tears, some with solemn nods. They understand the sacrifice. They understand the cost. But they also understand the importance of the victory. As Captain Hayes finishes her speech, the camera pulls away from Earth. The planet, once under threat of destruction, is now free. The alien ships that once circled the world are gone. Earth is slowly healing, but the scars of war remain. The camera pans out further, showing Earth in the distance, glowing against the blackness of space. It is a symbol of humanity's resilience, fragile, but unbroken. The final shot focuses on the Phoenix, the last human ship, drifting slowly among the stars. Its hull is damaged, scarred by the battles fought, but it remains intact. The Phoenix is a symbol of victory, sacrifice, and hope. It represents everything humanity fought for: survival, freedom, and the promise of a brighter future. The camera lingers on the ship as it floats through space, a beacon of humanity's determination. The screen fades to black, and the credits roll. The journey may have ended, but the story of humanity's fight will live on, a story of courage, sacrifice, and the power of unity. The central theme of this story is the classic underdog victory. At the beginning, humanity seems like the weakest player in the war. The aliens, led by a powerful AI overlord, Zyrex, have superior technology, a massive fleet, and advanced weapons that seem unstoppable. Human ships are small, vulnerable, and outnumbered. They don't have the advanced weapons or the vast fleets that the aliens command. But despite this, humanity fights back. The key to humanity's victory lies in their resourcefulness, unity, and tactical advantage. The humans use their cleverness and creativity, relying on surprise tactics and their secret weapon, the invisible fleet. While the aliens believe they have total control, the humans turn the tide by using their knowledge of the enemy and exploiting the one thing the aliens never considered: human ingenuity. It's not the size or strength of the force that matters, but the will to fight and outsmart the enemy. This underdog victory is powerful because it shows that even when all seems lost, the human spirit can still prevail. The victory isn't just a win on the battlefield, it's a win for the everyday person, the ones who don't have fancy technology or immense power. This resonates deeply with the audience because it tells them that no matter how outmatched they might feel, with the right determination, they can overcome any obstacle. Another emotional pillar of the story is the theme of sacrifice and heroism. Throughout the film, the audience witnesses the bravery and sacrifices made by the soldiers, especially Commander Bonner and his widow, Grace. Bonner's death early in the story is a turning point for the plot, but it's also a deeply emotional moment for the audience. His sacrifice for humanity's survival becomes a motivating factor for the entire crew, especially Grace, who is determined to honor her husband's memory by completing the mission. The weight of sacrifice is felt deeply by the audience, not only for Bonner but for all the soldiers who give their lives to secure humanity's future. Each time a soldier falls in battle, the emotional cost is shown through the reactions of their fellow crew members. The sacrifices aren't just physical, they are emotional, too. There's a constant reminder that every victory has a price, and it's this emotional weight that gives the battle a deeper meaning. The heroism is shown through actions that require courage, strength, and determination. These heroes are not invincible, they are flawed individuals who struggle with fear, grief, and uncertainty. But they push forward, driven by their belief in the mission and the greater good. This kind of heroism is powerful because it feels real. The audience can relate to these heroes and understand their sacrifices. It's not about being perfect, it's about doing what's right, even when the odds are stacked against you. At its core, the story is also about the classic battle of good versus evil. The alien overlords, led by the AI Zyrex, see themselves as perfect, superior beings. They believe that they are the rightful rulers of the universe, and humanity is nothing more than an insignificant pest to be eradicated. Zyrex, with his cold, logical mind, views the destruction of Earth as just another mission. The aliens are devoid of emotion, driven only by their programming and belief in their superiority. On the other side, humanity is flawed, full of imperfections, emotions, and unpredictability. They might not have the technology to match the aliens, but they have something the aliens don't: the will to fight for what is right, the love for their families, and the drive to survive. The humans are imperfect, but they are deeply resilient and capable of deep emotional connection. It's this humanity, its capacity for love, sacrifice, and hope, that ultimately triumphs over the cold logic of the AI-led alien forces. The defeat of Zyrex and his forces is not just a military victory, it's a moral victory. The evil, emotionless overlords are brought down by the messy, beautiful force of human determination. The ending is satisfying because it's not just about defeating a stronger enemy, it's about proving that heart, courage, and unity can overcome even the most powerful forces of evil. This message is timeless and resonates with the audience on a deep level, reinforcing the idea that goodness, even in the face of overwhelming odds, will always have the power to triumph.